Hey everyone, good afternoon and thanks for joining. Today I'm going to share some information with you on how to save thousands of dollars on your credit card processing. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat box so they can be answered at the end of the webinar. I'm Britt Anderson, Vice President and Relationship Manager of Merchant Consulting Service. I've worked with MCS since 2016, and prior to that, I served 9 years in the United States Air Force with tours in California, South Korea, Italy, Idaho, as well as over 2 overseas deployments. I have a BA in Organizational Leadership from Stetson University, and since joining MCS, I've been serving companies around the country with their credit card processing. So why MCS? Well, the founder worked with the largest merchant processor in the world, and after 10 years, the founder realized that his clients were being kept in the dark and consistently being taken advantage of. MCS was founded in 2004 in order to help businesses like yours solve their credit card headaches, provide real solutions, and help them get control of their costs. This approach has resulted in clients putting more money to their bottom line and keeping it there. Credit card processing is incredibly complex. In fact, most of the financial professionals we've worked with simply just don't understand how it works. And do you know why? Well, who does this lack of general knowledge benefit? Yeah, of course, the banks and the processors. I mean, there's a reason why they have the biggest buildings downtown. Look, it is not your fault. Simply put, the processors and the banks, they won't tell you or show you this information. That's why building relationships, serving your needs, and educating you are our main priorities. Here's just a few examples of some of the industries that we've served over the past 25 years: hotels, medical, auto, e-commerce, and so much more. So as a financial professional, your typical day encompasses a myriad of issues that are mission critical and that can't be swept aside or delayed. Your job is really difficult and complex. Every month you have just a couple days to reconcile and close the previous month. The last thing you have time to worry about is reviewing the details of your merchant statements. Typically, you file it away, probably never to be seen again, because when it balances, you move on. Sound familiar? If so, you're like most of the clients that we work with. In fact, I bet you've never even thought that your current processor can change your rate behind your back. That's what we refer to as rate creep. The information you're about to hear is going to help you gain control over your credit card costs and potentially save you thousands of dollars. Again, credit card processing is incredibly complex. In addition to rate creep I just mentioned, do you know what a merchant category code is? Do you know what a downgrade, interchange, or effective rate is? Can you explain these things? Very few of our clients could do that. But don't worry, it is not your fault. The banks and the processors, they don't want you to know the truth about rate creep or category codes or any of it. That's why you're here, to learn a little bit about this and how you could potentially put thousands of dollars to your bottom line and keep it there. Let's do a quick survey. I want you to take a guess how many merchant category codes, or MCCs, you think there are as of the beginning of this year. But while you think about it, let me quickly explain what MCCs are and how not having some awareness can cost you thousands. A merchant category code is a 4-digit number assigned when a merchant account is set up. It's used to classify a business by the types of goods or services that it provides. For example, there's veterinarians, there's e-commerce, construction equipment, but within that construction equipment could be multiple departments such as parts, services, rentals, etc., all of which have their own MCC. So MCCs are extremely important. Aside from cardholder reporting, they dictate the interchange rate that a business pays. So if you're set up under the wrong MCC, you will incur downgrades. That's going to cause your effective rate or your total overall cost to be higher. Your processor loss assistant's probably never going to tell you this or show you this. All right, so the answer might surprise you. There's about 952 different merchant category codes. And quick fact, in the last 25 years that we've been serving our clients, we've observed about 38% of companies get categorized under the wrong MCC. And the number of merchant category codes just keeps growing, so it's only getting more complex. So here's an example of a large international manufacturing client we have. Through our trademark process, we were able to identify 3 major problems, which were costing them thousands of dollars a year in unnecessary fees. Number 1, they were set up under the wrong MCC. Number 2, they were set up as retail, which is card present, when they were actually 100% manually keyed, which is non-card present. All of that caused downgrades. And third, they were on fixed pricing instead of interchange pass-through. So what this means to our client, as you can see in the graph, is an average annual savings of $29,281. Now, this is a prime example of how lack of awareness has resulted in unnecessary costs, frustration, and lost time. So getting these things fixed is going to help you gain control over your merchant account. Another example is of a construction equipment company that we've helped. They were having enormous issues every month with their merchant account software, causing their servers to crash. In addition to those issues, an analysis of their merchant statements discovered many hidden fees. And through our trademark process, we were able to reduce their merchant fees and solve their software issues. As I mentioned previously, this is another example of how lack of knowledge and or awareness has cost them thousands of dollars a year. And we've had the honor of serving this company for the past 12 years. And through our quarterly audits, we have ensured consistent pricing, no rate creep, and the realization of bottom line savings amounting to $23,824 annually. Here's a few of our upcoming webinars to look out for. And if there's something that you'd be interested in learning about, please let us know. So we've had a few questions that have come in. It looks like Jim from Orlando has asked, so what do we need to do to get started? Hey, Jim, that's a great question. One of today's takeaways is if you want to go ahead and find out if we can save you money, it's only going to take you 3 simple steps in just a couple of minutes. Step 1, after our initial discovery call, to determine if we can help you, we're going to have you send us a couple merchant statements. Step 2, you'll email those statements to me at britt@mercconserve.com. And step 3, we'll get back to you within about 2 business days to let you know what our analysis and comparison reveals. So worst case scenario is you're paying a great rate right now, and you took just a couple of minutes to ensure you're not being taken advantage of. So there's really absolutely nothing to lose. Another question we have is Diane from Memphis. She says, what do you mean by effective rate? Hey, Diane, that's a pretty important question. Your effective rate is what you are really paying for your credit card processing. Some of these merchant account providers come in and make you think the rate that you're set up for is what you're actually paying. But because of factors like types of credit cards, fees, downgrades, and etc., that's absolutely not true. Actually, very few people calculate or pay attention to their effective rate, and it's just an important indicator. I'd be absolutely happy to discuss this further with you. Just shoot me an email at britt@mercconserve.com and we can set up a time to chat. Looking at I think we have time just for one more question. Dave from Denver has asked, I've heard of interchange, but what exactly is it? Oh, wow. That's a tough but a really good question, Dave. This is probably the most difficult piece of the credit card processing. To try and put it simply, interchange is the association of the acquiring, funding, and issuing banks that dictate credit card rates. Simply put, it's the hard-coded cost of credit card processing. So depending on your MCC, it determines the interchange rate that you pay. There's over 450 different types of credit cards, and every single one of them has a different rate. So that is why it is imperative to be set up correctly to avoid having downgrades and enhancements. So with respect to your time, I need to go ahead and get this wrapped up. Should you have any questions, or if I didn't get to your question, please email me at brit@merconserve.com. I really appreciate the opportunity to share this information with you. And if you know of anybody that could use this information and probably save thousands of dollars, you can also click here. We can send them a link to this webinar so they can find out for themselves if they'd be interested. Or you can also click the share button below. Thanks again for joining, and we look forward to serving you. Have a great day.
For more information about our services or to schedule a free consultation, please contact us at www.merconserve.com or call 321-800-6533.